But video recording, we do. All right, we got audio recording, we do. All right, here goes then. Everybody get ready for what you came here for. It starts in 3, 2, 1.
I'd gladly take that chance to get to you, Kybo Ren.
Try if you like. That's your decision. The rest, I will leave up to your father. So, is it agreed?
Yes, it is agreed.
What did he say?
This is the morning stream, and this is my boomstick.
What did he say?
Welcome to TMS, everybody. This is the morning stream. I'm Scott Johnson with Brian Ibbett. It is Wednesday, February 12th, and it is the year 2020 of our Lord.
That's right. You know, we didn't even make note of the fact that yesterday, if you write the month as 02, yesterday was yet another palindromic day.
Oh, that's right.
021120.
That's right. I always forget to mark those because those are great and you don't get them very often. We should celebrate them, right? We should be into it.
Yeah, we should. We're going to get another one on the 22nd. Be ready, Scott. There's another one on the 22nd. It'll be a Saturday. We won't have a show that day, but mark my words, we will have one.
Let's see. 0222 2020.
20.
Yeah. Or 20, yeah. Well, unless you do you have to, I guess you just do, you only have to count the 20, right? You don't have to count the whole number.
Right, you don't have to do the 2020.
Because we all assume it's not the year, 20 AD. We know that, right?
Right. We know it's not 20.
Yeah. We're pretty sure we've got that part taken care of.
Yes.
Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. Great to be here. Good to have you. We got a bunch of poop to do today. Got Tom later. Nicole, I think. I haven't heard from her, but I think we'll have her on. For the Reccamentals, one way or the other.
We'll get a text message in about 2 minutes that says "crap!" !
Yeah, sometimes we get crap texts from Nicole.
Sometimes we get crap.
Yeah, hopefully everything's good. But if not, we'll soldier on because we have Reccamentals of our own that we're going to make today. Mine is very proper. My Reccaменtal today is very proper today.
Oh, proper.
Yes, very proper.
Oh,
yes,
oh.
that's a hint to you.
I already have a guess.
Now, do you? Because it's very proper. We'll see how that gets.
Is it a film based on a TV show, perchance?
Negative. It is
Okay,
a
so
film.
it's not Downton Abbey the movie.
No, it's a film based upon historical truth and evidence. We'll see
okay.
how it goes.
All right.
We're gonna start things off with an email. Hopefully this doesn't fire too many people up, but we got an email because we had made the comment, or I had made the comment. I don't want to attribute this to Brian necessarily because I don't think you said this directly. But
Well, I did bring up the comment. Why do they have Christian movies when they don't have atheist movies or agnostic movies?
right. That's a good point.
So I may have.
I mean, technically, I guess technically they do, right? They're just not overtly that. Like, for example, if you go see, I don't know, let me think of a good one here. You go see Star Wars, okay? It's not overtly an agnostic and or atheist film, but it does ignore the Christian God. Do you see what I'm saying? So by its nature, it's kind of the opposite of a Christian film.
Well,
right?
wouldn't that just make? I mean, that would make 90% of movies out there.
Exactly. That's entirely my point. Is that most movies are not,
yeah, but
and that's why I hate them. That's why I hate them.
It doesn't forward the agnostic way of thinking or the atheist way of thinking as much as a Christian film pushes forward the Christian way of thinking.
Okay, good point.
Good point. It's not like Star Wars says, by the way, there aren't any gods. Gods are fake. Gods are not real. And oh no, Darth Vader's choking me because I said that.
No, it's a good. You will pay for your insolence, and you'll crack your neck. No, I totally get that. Someone in the Free Ranger says the Ricky Gervais movie, The Intention of Lying, was a very atheist film.
I wouldn't even, and you know what? I wouldn't even say, what was the Jim Carrey movie?
Or Invention. Intention.
What's that?
Invention, not intention. Sorry, I said the name of the movie wrong.
No, not the Invention. I mean, I saw that in the chat room too.
Yeah.
But what was the Jim Carrey movie where he meets Morgan Freeman as God and
Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, Evan Almighty's the bad one. Yeah,
that was the Carell one. Yeah, I wouldn't even say Bruce Almighty is a Christian film, even though it features God and Christian beliefs, but it doesn't try and push the I don't want to say agenda because that will upset somebody, but it doesn't a belief in God isn't central to the movement of that film.
No,
like George
you're
Brooks,
right.
Oh God,
Yeah.
or Oh God, You Devil, or any of those movies. Same kind of thing.
Right,
I wouldn't
same
call any
deal.
of those
Yeah.
Christian movies.
I don't know if they're pure parody or not, but they're like they take the concept and they just broadly brush it and have some fun with it.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I agree. So, all right, so I think your theory holds. There aren't any overtly, there aren't many, I should say, overtly atheist.
I'm sure
or
somebody will
whatever.
point one out to us like, oh yeah, there's this one that
Yeah, there's probably something that we don't know
played
about.
by Kirk Cameron's evil twin in this other film right here.
Right, but that's and so that's I think what we've done. We've talked about the other examples, but we've kind of proved the point, which is I think you classify these as ones that are pushing a specific, or if not pushing, reinforcing a specific set of beliefs. Okay, so that's usually what you would say a Christian film is. All right, so this guy wrote in. His name is Zach Holder. Sent us an email last night. His subject was TMS, Oscars, and Christian movies. He says, "Hey, Scott and Brian, I was listening to your episode post-Oscars, and you brought up the Christian films. Scott brought up the question, quote, do Christians want to be pandered to like that with that type of movie? He says, being a Christian, I suppose I am qualified to answer. I can't speak for all Christians, but I myself loathe Christian movies. They are more often poorly made, bad cinematography, acting scores, and the list goes on. And on top of that, and on the on-the-nose preachy messaging, and they are all pretty unbearable. I've never seen one that I liked, and growing up in a Christian home, I've unfortunately seen my fair share of them. I feel like the way to do a Christian film is more along the lines of Lord of the Rings and Narnia. Both Tolkien and Lewis, the authors of the books, were Christians. Although I thought Tolkien was like kind of atheist and would argue with his good friend C.S. Lewis. Is that not true?
Oh, really?
Why do I have that in my
know.
head? I thought those two had a playful but serious
Banter.
disagreement about
Yeah.
religion. I could be wrong about that. Anyway, we'll go ahead as if was he devoutly Catholic? Is that what it was? So one was super Catholic, the other one was Protestant, I guess. C.S. Lewis was pretty Protestant. Anyway. Says here, and throughout you can find different metaphors and allegories for Christianity, but good storytelling is prioritized, and the delivery of those themes is far less on the nose. Just thought I would give you my perspective. Anyway, love TMS Core, TWBD, and have caught your other shows here and there. Keep up the great work, guys. Zach.
Cool.
Well, Zach,
Thanks, Zach.
I appreciate the insider info there, buddy.
Yeah, Zach, make sure you tune into our episode of Film Sack where we decide to watch Left Behind.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Can't wait. Actually, the one with Nicolas Cage might be a fun, dumb thing to watch. Maybe.
What was the one that he did?
Hold on. Was it one of the Left Behinds, or it was something like that? Nick Cage, Left Behind. I think it was Left Behind 2. Let's see.
Oh, really?
Or maybe
so he
just
showed
Left
up for the
Behind.
sequel.
It may have just
They left me behind as well, but I was over there and I wasn't here in the first movie.
I didn't hear you because my face was off. Here it is. It was the first one, Left Behind,
it was the
2014.
original one. Yeah.
2014.
I think we need to watch that. 1% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. He plays a pilot of a plane. So
Could this even be called, like, can it be considered sci-fi because of the premise? Like, all of a sudden
I don't know.
80% of the people on the Earth disappear or something.
I could eat
I don't even know the
Sacramento bread
premise
for
behind it.
hours. I think the deal was it's like a rapture happened and he wasn't taken, right? That the deal?
Yeah. I mean, I know that. I just don't know. I don't know what the breakdown of sinners to chosen ones was.
I mean, is this like a remake of the Kirk Cameron stuff that was earlier? Rusty Nail says the Kirk Cameron stuff was early 2000s.
Did
but it was the
Kirk
same
Cameron do Left Behind movies as well?
stuff. I think so. They're books, right?
Oh.
There's some books
There
that are
are
based
books,
on?
yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sound terrible. I don't want to watch this. Maybe I don't
Yeah,
want
let's
to.
see
Even
here.
with him in
Oh,
there.
yeah, here we go. Left Behind the movie.
Uh-huh.
First released on video and DVD. No way. Oh, and then to cinemas where it fared poorly in the movie. Cameron Buck Williams was played by former Growing Pains star Kirk Cameron.
Great. That's fantastic. Is this the same character? Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to find this here. Rafer. Oh, yeah, Cameron Buck Williams is his name.
Cameron Buck Williams. Although that's Chad Michael Murray in the newer film Nicolas Cage is Rayford Steele.
I'm Rayford
I'm
Steele.
Rayford Steele.
Yeah. I could eat this
Leah
Sacramento.
Thompson is in that. Who else do we have?
I could eat this Sacramento wine for hours,
wow.
he says.
There's
I'm never
going
to get that joke out. I'm so sad. It was such a good joke. It's
what
never
was
going to
it?
get out. He's just going to he's going to eat that Sacramento wine for hours. It's too late. It's too late now. I can't do it now. All right, sorry. Who else is in that, did you say?
Good. There's somebody named Han Soto. Hansoto. Han Soto in the movie Left Behind.
Character or actor?
Actor.
Maybe he's a character actor.
Maybe. I just love the fact that there's like someone who's one letter off of being Han Solo. And if you glance at his name in the right font, it looks like Han Solo.
Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, that's a weird name. Han Soto.
Han Soto.
I'm looking him up.
Okay.
Let's see. Han Soto. The first result I get in the Google
Did you
search is
mean?
Han Solo. Yeah, and did you mean Han
Yeah.
Solo? All right, Han Soto is he's an Asian actor, and he's in.
We have to fire Han. We have to fire Han from the movie. Oh, he was in Watchmen as a Vietnamese cab driver.
He was a valet in Logan.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks like valets and stuff are his thing. He's in The Purge as a
Cab
nurse.
drivers, valets.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry that it feels like you're getting a little bit typecast.
He's on Preacher.
Paramedic Sal
Yeah,
in the movie Parallels.
he's still working though.
Camera clerk in the movie Dead Still.
Oh, he does a lot of Christian movies though. He's got The Good Samaritan coming up. He's got
Oh, in that Ender's Game movie from 2013, he was Lieutenant Soto.
Lieutenant Soto. Fantastic.
Yes.
He's in Christmas in Louisiana, a fantastic film that aired on the Guess What channel. You know the one.
Really? Where he played a voodoo doll? Is that what I see?
Wait, no, he doesn't. Does he?
Oh,
Hold
no,
on.
that's in the Christmas present short.
He plays a voodoo doll.
He does. In a movie called The Christmas Present, he plays a voodoo doll.
Boy, how would you like to get typecast as the voodoo doll in your Christian
Man,
movie?
This poor guy. I mean, basically, he is very rarely given a name, a character name.
Yeah.
He's like North Korean guard, male doctor, Asian delivery guy, clerk.
Yeah, he doesn't. This is his job in life. He's in a lot of things.
Yeah.
He's just.
Yeah, he is. He's getting work.
Yeah, he's just not getting the big work, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
We got another email about this from Jeff Sire. We love hearing from him up in Canada.
Yes, we do.
He says on open flies. At first, I thought I wrote open files. I'm like, wait a minute, what did I have him say? But
Oh, did I give up my Dropbox? Sorry.
oops. Scott and Brian, good discussion Monday on what the proper etiquette is to tell your waiter that his fly is open. Brian had a couple of very good suggestions. Nice to see that Scott chose the more discreet option of doing nothing at the time, but waiting till Monday to say the exact restaurant, city, and time of the meal, and disseminate that information to tens of thousands of listeners. Yeah, that's what I do. Very helpful. Maybe he didn't mean hateful. Very helpful to the waiter, I'm sure. Does this fall into the any press is good press realm? Jeff Sire from Bromanville, Ontario.
I love Jeff's sarcastic emails. Like they are, I think the echelon that Free Hotel Room aspires to be.
I was going to say he's the Canadian Free Hotel Room.
He's the free Hortons room.
Yeah. But this is literally my job on TMS is to have the awkward experience and then bring it to the people, bring it to the masses. Right? I mean, what am I supposed to do? Not mention this at all? Like, I just for his privacy. No, of course not. The guy's virtually had his wiener out. I have to talk about it on the show.
Virtually had his. I think there's a little bit of a difference.
Well, yeah.
He looked at the menu and said, when he came over, he's like, "Oh, is your flies open fresh today? I think I might go with your flies open. How is your flies open served? Is it?
How late is your flies open? I like that. That's pretty good.
Can I get the your flies open on the side, please?
It's a very Seinfeld thing to do. There are times I feel like I do live in a Seinfeld episode, and this was one of those where you just don't know what to say and what to do, and I don't know. And you could see, okay, so I will tell you what I could see. He just had a thin little undie thing there, right, where the window to his soul is.
White tidy whitey, or was he a patterned boxers?
It was some kind of gray unit deal, some kind of gray thing. like gray material.
Gray,
and I
gray
wasn't,
cloth.
yeah, and I didn't look too hard or anything, but you are reminded in those situations that he has only got one layer of very thin material between you and Jimmy John, right? Like,
Right.
it's that
Speaking of
much.
Seinfeld,
Yeah. Yeah.
the only thing that's separating him from us is a thin layer of gabardine.
It's such a good episode. I've been loving every minute of it. Anyway,
I'm flipping and flopping, Jerry.
he said,
I told you that we.
Yeah.
I told you that we had the kids watch Seinfeld one last time before they moved out. Before they're moving out.
No.
Start today.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we had them watch. So we before Kay moved in, we had Tristan watch the Soup Nazi episode. Great,
Okay.
like self-contained. You don't need to know a lot of backstory lore, any Seinfeld lore to appreciate.
Yeah, Soup Nazi is a great entry point, even though it's like final season. It's still good for that.
That's right. So we decided, okay, well, let's have them watch another one because the topic came up at Tina's birthday when we were sharing cake with her parents, and topic of Seinfeld came up. Thank God it wasn't the topic of politics. And I said, you know what, we're going to have you guys watch. As soon as we get home, we're going to watch another episode. I'm trying to think, all right, good self-contained episode that won't be as, the contest would probably freak Kay out because that's a pretty touchy subject to your boyfriend's parents, to watch a show with your boyfriend's parents about. But another good one, I think this Chinese restaurant one would be a good one. I think that's a good one. All right.
Yeah.
So we decided on the Chinese restaurant.
Sure, that's season 1 or season 2 or something.
It is season 1. Yeah, it's very early on.
Yeah.
I had forgotten that so much of that episode relies on the gag of George trying to get a phone call to Tatiana to let her know that they were at they were waiting for at the restaurant, and it involves a payphone, which kids these days really don't see much of.
No, they don't. They don't have the sense of what that meant, like having to share it with a bunch of strangers and being in line for a payphone. Like that's just completely foreign to them.
That episode does not exist with the advent of cell phones and Open Table.
Mm-hmm.
The Chinese restaurant episode,
Yeah.
because they would have gotten on Open Table beforehand.
Yep.
Made their reservation then, and then.
But it's a great. It provides so many of the great moments, like him screaming, "We live in a society," or when the guy finally gets off and says, "Sorry, that took me so long," and George is suddenly, "Oh, no problem, it's fine," even though he'd been freaking out for the last half hour.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah. Like there's
The other woman goes up
amazing
there
material there that relies on that phone call, and so on the one hand you're like, yeah, that's great, but then you show it to a kid and you realize, oh, they don't even know what this is.
Yeah, I mean, they did laugh at the Cartwright. They laughed at that whole thing, and they laughed at Jerry offering Elaine $50 if she goes and eats an egg roll off of somebody else's plate and just says thank you and walks away.
Yeah, it's a great episode, and I'm reminded of it every time I see somebody get food before we do, even though we got there before they did.
Yes,
like,
or get a table before you do. Like, wait a minute, we're waiting here, and those people just walked in.
Yeah. It's great. You know what? You did a service. It's important that those guys watch that. We used to, when my two oldest were little, they would watch Seinfeld with us, but they didn't know what was going on. They were too small.
Right.
But since, who was it? Hulu that got it a few years ago? Five years ago, whatever
Hulu
it is.
Hulu has it now.
That thing's on nonstop with them. Like Carter draws to Seinfeld. She'll just draw all night and have Seinfeld going in the background.
It's like it's comfort food, and it's still funny. Like I'm still laughing at
No, it's great.
Stuff in that
episode. It's considered, the greatest American sitcom for a reason. And I know some people don't agree with that, and that's fine. I'm not saying this is for everyone, but
yeah, it's fine. They're wrong, but it's fine.
Yeah,
it's
they're
fine
wrong.
For them to think
it's okay for them to be wrong. I don't mind people being wrong.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No, it's totally fine for them to be wrong.
Aaron, I think it's staying. I think it stays on. It stays
on
Hulu.
I think it's on Hulu. I think Hulu bought a very. Okay, I'm hearing the dog. That's what I keep. I don't know if you've seen me like lift my headphones. You know how like sometimes in the summertime you've got your sprinklers. I don't know if you have automatic sprinklers, but
we do.
You hear this like as it changes from one zone to another, and you can kind of hear it in the basement because you're probably really close to the switch.
Yeah, and the pipes and stuff.
I keep hearing that, and I'm thinking, all right, Tina's not home. Obviously, the sprinklers aren't going. What am I hearing? And I realize it's the dog behind me. Daisy is having some sort of
licking her choo-choo.
No, she's having some sort of gastric issue. These are either gas expelations or stomach distress.
Oh, no.
I don't know if it's like inside her tummy going or if it's making their way out.
You might have a blowout any second here.
I'm not smelling anything, so I think it's all internal.
Okay. For now.
Yeah.
Or she's conjuring up a big one. You got to watch out.
Oh God, yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
You never know.
She's nervous because Tristan has they've got all their stuff in the living room getting ready to move out, and so I think she senses that he's moving out again. So
our dogs do that. They freak out if anything changes. Like, oh, there's a couch that's been moved. Oh no! What?
Yes, exactly. Oh my God, the whole world is ending because this is different.
According to Carter, though, the cat is so happy now where he is, just thrilled to be away from these dogs. So
good.
Yeah, the cat.
Very good.
The cat is as happy with that move as Carter was.
He gets to be, the leader, the king of the castle, basically.
That's true. She's supposed to be here this morning and on her way to a dental appointment. I don't know if I'm going to see her or not. She may pop in and just smile in the stream. I don't know.
That'll be cool.
We'll find out. All right. Well, thanks for your emails, guys. We appreciate it as always. themorningstream@gmail.com is a great way for you to do that on the frequent. And we love hearing from you and would love to hear more from you.
Yeah.
All right. For some reason, I can't add Dunaway. Why? Dunaway. Confirm new group. Weird. It's like confirm new group. It's never asked me that before.
Oh, that's weird.
That's a odd thing. I mean, I'll take whatever you got, but confirm new group. You trying to freak me out here, Discord? What are you doing? All right, let's make this happen in the proper fashion as it is meant to be. All right, we're going to play a little Babel Royale with our good pal on Wednesday, Mr. Brian Dunaway, all the way from South Carolina. Hi, Brian.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Brian.
I like your welcome. Your little, oh, hi, Scott and Brian. I like that.
Yes.
It's fun.
Well, yeah, we should do it again.
Yeah, we should do it again.
Cartwright.
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 Hey, you agree, right? Seinfeld's it's classic. You can't not love it, right? You have to love it.
It's classic for our generation.
Yeah, there you
What
go.
would be the next episode? Like if I were to get them locked in a room again for 30 minutes to watch another episode, what would be another good self-contained?
Oh man, the what's the one where they're all
I like
the
where,
parking garage. Parking garage.
Oh,
is
the
good.
parking
garage
is
is really good.
one.
Contest is
I like
good,
the-
but it's a little uncomfortable if you're with your kids, I guess.
Yeah.
How about the one where they kill the bird?
Wait, they kill a bird?
Did Jerry kills somebody's bird, or no? It's
Yeah.
Kramer. Who kills it?
No, they're at the Miss America pageant, and Kramer's the coach for the Miss America lady, and her big trick was she had some doves, and then Jerry dumped water or ice out of the thing, and it killed all the doves overnight or whatever, and then she had to sing, and she was terrible. It was a really good one. I mean, there are so many good ones. The one you don't want to show them ever is that one where Elaine gets stuck under the bleachers during the parade. It's the worst Seinfeld episode ever made. Don't ever let them watch that.
Yeah.
But
Well,
anything
they probably
with...
need to understand.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, they probably need to understand. I think you talked about the no soup. You got to have that one. But you also got to understand the puffy shirt if you want a lot of.
Puffy shirt, I think, is good. Yeah,
Yeah.
the puffy shirt, because of the low, you get a lot in that. You get the low talker, you get the puffy shirt, you get a lot of Seinfeldisms in that one. I think the Frogger machine might be another good one.
That's a
because
good one too.
Yeah, I just
they both
watched
have a
that
love
one.
for video games.
That
so.
one's also very good. Yeah, there's probably a list of must-watches of somewhere. We should look those up.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, one of my favorites is the Trivia Pursuit one, where they it was the Moops.
Oh, the Moops.
I'm
Oh no,
sorry,
it wasn't. It wasn't Trivial
the Bubble
Pursuit.
Boy.
Oh no, it was Trivial Pursuit. And it was the Bubble
Trivial
Boy.
Pursuit with the Bubble Boy.
Yeah.
The
The
card
dad.
says Moops.
You know who the dad was there?
sorry.
The dad was Bill Murray's brother. Brian Doyle Murray was the dad in that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
The mayor of Puxatawny.
that's right. Hey, check it out, everybody. It's Babel Royale. That means a little bit of a contest going on. We got a listener on the line who's going to compete today, or at least have us compete. Hi, who's this? Hello.
Unmute.
Hello?
them, Scott.
Oh, hi.
Oh, there we go.
I didn't.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? How are you?
Hey,
Sorry,
I forgot I called this number.
we had him on for a while I was talking and forgot to, or just left you hanging. You probably thought you were talking to the radio. Anyway, hey, who's this? What's your name?
Hey, this is Test Subject 74 in the chat.
Test Subject 74. Sweet.
There he is right there. Test underscore. I called. I hear the stream. What that mean? He says. In the
What that
It's the first time I've ever called, so I don't know what's happening.
Well, you're definitely
First
talking to
time
us.
color.
You're definitely talking to us. As far as
Oh, hell yeah.
yeah, this will be great. We're excited to have you here. Here's the thing, though. You can't do any of this without Brian explaining what the hell the rules are and what you could win. So, Brian, you want to do that?
Well, that's right, Scott. I'm going to be giving Scott and Brian a topic. They're going to go back and forth giving me answers that fit that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer or repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the win will go to the other player. Test Stream 74, if that is your real name, your job is to predict who's going to come out on top based on the topic. Today, you are playing for the carryover prizes from Monday, so a couple Steam games, Desert Child and Graveyard Keeper. We are adding to that 2 more Steam games, Mages of Mistralia and Them's Fighting Herds.
Fighting herds like a herd of goats kind of herds,
I
that
think
kind
so,
of thing?
and they fight each other is my guess.
All right.
Fighting herds.
I don't even know what that is, but I'm in.
I want to play Fighting Nerds. Let's go.
Oh,
We should come up with that game, Them's Fighting Nerds. Yeah,
that's not
great.
bad. That's a good Battle Royale name type thing.
So all 4 of those games could be yours if you pick correctly. Test Stream 74. I guess you were testing the stream, and you were born in 1974. Would be my guess.
Yeah.
Happy 46th birthday.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nice.
all right. So, but before any of this can happen, I need to give them a topic, and they can start thinking about it. The topic today. It's funny. I came up with this last week. Told you I'd give you some time to forget about it, and now it's time to not forget about it. Television shows that straddle the line between black and white and color. So they had to have at least one season in black and white and at least one season in color to be on this list. I have got 56 shows that straddle the line between black and white and color.
Wow. That's a lot more than I would have ever
It's
guessed.
a lot. It's a lot of shows. Some of these you probably have never even heard of, and that's great. All right, so Test Stream 74, knowing that is our topic, and hearing the confidence level of both of our
You're right.
guests here, who do you want? Who do you think is going to win? And we'll let you pick who gets to go first too.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm going to go with Scott to win and Brian to go first.
All right.
Okay, Scott to win, Brian to go first. No mulligans on this one, since we've got so many possible answers.
Yeah, I don't
No
know.
mulligans.
I think
Okay,
I feel
and
pretty good about it. This autopilot show has helped me in this
Oh,
regard.
I'm sure it's gotten you
A little bit
some.
of an
Yeah, no
advantage.
kidding.
Yeah,
All right.
we've seen.
There's a
number of these.
few that I'm a little worried about because they had multiple iterations of different series. So I'm trying to remember. The first one I was wanting to do is actually the one that scares me the most. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to instead. Well, yeah, there's one. Okay. Yeah, I'm going. You know what? You know what I'm going to do with? I'm going to go with Gilligan's Island.
Good job. Take the
easy one.
low-hanging fruit, because that's the thing that sparked this conversation. So you're taking that away from Scott, who most certainly would have used that right away. Gilligan's Island had 1 black and white season and then 2 color seasons.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Beverly Hillbillies.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
Now we can finally see that oil in color.
It is black gold.
Yeah.
3 black and white seasons, 6 color seasons. So we finally got to see Ellie Mae in her full colored glory.
Nice.
Right.
And Granny. Good to see
Well,
Granny.
Every one of them I think of them, I keep going.
Whatever.
Oh.
Ellie Mae.
What?
There were no other characters besides Ellie Mae. Just Ellie Mae.
That was all there was.
Just
Yeah.
the Ellie Mae.
Yeah.
Just Ellie Mae.
Get your Jethro.
Now I remember that. I'll take another easy one. I'm gonna go with the Addams Family.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Uh-oh.
Not on the list. Not on the list.
What?
Not on the list.
The Addams Family was in black and white and then did color, or was it like some kind of stupid movie? This is the thing I was worried about because I got like a buttload of them, but I keep going. Wait,
I'm looking at this.
This
Only ever black and white, and you're what you're doing is you're remembering all the movies that came after. But
That's
Was
what I
it
remember
Munsters?
the movie.
Did Munsters have color later? Maybe that's the one.
It's probably the movie.
the Munsters did not either.
Okay. I
thought this would last a little bit longer
Well,
than.
I got some other guesses. You want to hear my other guesses?
I got
Yeah,
some
give me some
guesses
other guesses.
too.
All right, let me throw a couple out, and then I want to hear what Brian had in his chamber there.
Yeah.
I was going to say Gunsmoke.
Gunsmoke did, of course. Yeah, I
Yeah, of
had
course it did. Yeah.
11 color seasons after 10 black and white seasons.
I
21
didn't think about
seasons that thing
Gunsmoke.
lasted.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
long.
I did think about Andy Griffith, but then I was like, wait.
Should have said
They had
that
like,
one.
That's a
They
good
had
one.
like 2 or 3 different versions of it, and I was trying to remember. I'm like, it went color, but did it go during the original series?
Yes. It did.
Well, and there's those are on here too. It doesn't necessarily have to be.
Well,
going
that's
on
what
at the
I
time of
asked
the black and white
earlier.
to color. What did you ask earlier?
I asked that question earlier. I was like, well, what if they changed series? And I was like, I don't know. I was
Well,
like,
no,
I'm
no,
not
no,
going to
the
go with
same-
that one.
The same series. So like Concentration, for example, a game show that
Right.
started out in black and white, still was called Concentration, still was the game Concentration when they brought it back in the 70s.
Oh man. Hey, did
Man.
Maverick ever go color? Is that always black
Maverick did not.
and white? Okay, I would have gotten that wrong then.
Maverick.
How about Leave It to
well-
Beaver? Leave It to Beaver.
Leave It to Beaver was
Leave It-
always black and white.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boy, I was I was really screwed if I hadn't got.
Yeah,
if Brian
yeah. And I was
knew his.
thinking, another one I was thinking was like, I Love Lucy, but I'm like, didn't
Nope.
it become like a different
It was
show?
It was the Lucy show, and I would not have given you that one.
See, those are the kind of things I was getting.
Yeah, I know they're in your
Well,
brain.
because- But the Lucy show wasn't Lucy Ricardo. It was Lucy
I Love Lucy.
McGillicuddy or something. I
Yeah.
can't remember what. And Lucy in I Love Lucy, she was Lucy Ricardo, and Lucy.
Yeah, the other thing
The
was
Lucy show,
somebody
she was
else.
something
Oh,
Yeah.
Lassie went from black and white to color, didn't it?
Say that
Lassie.
Or am I
again.
thinking
Oh,
of the
Lassie. Lassie did black and white and color. Yeah, 11 black and white seasons, 8 color seasons. I'm going to give you all the rundown.
All right,
here.
give
Wait,
us-
I got one more.
All right, what do you
All
got?
right.
Flipper.
Flipper, no.
Really?
That dolphin was always.
Are you
I don't-
sure?
I don't know if Flipper Carmichael. That was it. I don't know if Flipper was ever which one they were in. I think they were always in color. I think they came in after the color deal.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, here we go. Ozzie and Harriet, or The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. American Bandstand started out in black and white,
that's-
continued on in color for years and years and years. Avengers, the British show. The Beverly Hillbillies, we talked about. Bugs Bunny Show, Combat, Concentration, Coronation Street, Crossroads, Dad's Army, Danger Man, Daniel Boone. Gonna skip all these that don't.
Oh,
make-
Dad's
never
Army!
heard
I
of.
watched Dad's Army. I
Did
totally
you watch
should-
Dad's Army?
Yeah,
Really?
it's a British comedy. It's on Netflix. It's very good, but and it does change to color some seasons in, and I should have thought of that one. That's a good one.
Gotcha. Dark Shadows. Here's my favorite one on the list. Doctor Who. Of course, Doctor Who. Started out in 1963.
Doctor Who.
Still in color.
Dang it.
Dr. Kildare, The Ed Sullivan Show, F Troop, Farmer's Daughter, Flintstones, Meet the Flintstones. All the shows were produced
That's
in
right.
color, but they were only broadcast in black and white for the first 2 seasons. Fugitive, Get Smart, Gomer Pyle, Hogan's Heroes, I Dream of Jeannie, I've Got a Secret, Laramie, Lassie, Lost in Space, The Man from Uncle,
Lost
Mr.
in
Rogers.
Space.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, 1 season in black and white, 30 seasons in color. So we didn't know what color his
I
cardigan
didn't.
was in
I'm
that first
gonna say
season.
I didn't even know he had a black and white
Was
season.
Bewitched on there?
Uh,
No Bewitched?
No, Bewitched.
No,
That was
Bewitched.
always color. Oh no, I'm sorry. Bewitched. That was the first one you said.
No.
Oh no, you said Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah.
I just put it in the wrong slot. Yes, Bewitched was in there. I'm sorry.
Okay.
My Favorite Martian, My Three Sons, Password, Petticoat Junction, Peyton Place, Rocky and Bullwinkle.
You put Lost
Skip
in
over
Space.
a few
Chat
of
room
these.
keeps saying Lost in Space, but I
Lost
don't
in
know.
Space. I said.
Well,
yeah.
Oh, you
let me
did.
tell you what my problem is. Here's
Okay.
my problem. I was trying to rely on my nostalgia, and where I grew up, my grandparents, they always had a black and white TV, which was late for people to have black and white TVs exclusively. So I watched a lot of black and white TV that was colored.
That was even in
right.
color, sure. Yeah.
Here's my favorite one: Walt Disney Presents, which just changed their title to Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color, but was basically the same
Yeah.
show.
Really? They
When
called
they,
it Wonderful
when they
World of
switched.
Color? They called it that?
Yeah, Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color.
Oh, that's interesting. It's almost like he took ownership for the advent of television color.
Exactly. The first episode was called An Adventure in Color, and it lampshades the switch to color and the fact that only those with color TVs could see it that way. So it's not only like it's basically neener.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Go buy an RCA.
Well, the beauty of all of this is that we can play this.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
You made the right choice there, caller. That means you've won. And to take command of your prizes. Oh my gosh, my mic. Hello, test. Did you hear that? Nobody can hear that but me. Anyway,
I can hear it.
I know you're good. All you gotta do is email Brian, coverville@gmail.com. That's coverville gmail.com, and he'll send you your stuff. Congratulations and well done.
Good job.
Yeah, so I like that topic. I like those a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We should do more
No, I
topics like
guess
that.
you would. Winner, chicken dinner.
That's right. Loser, something chooser. I don't know. What's a good loser thing?
Poor chooser.
Turkey chooser.
Yeah, turkey.
Chicken dinner.
But don't worry. We still have nothing.
Every once in a while
yeah.
we'll have a topic that irritates me that I didn't do better. And so now I'm going to spend probably the rest of the day tracking down every one of these.
Is this one of those then for you?
Yeah, it is. Every once in a while. Not all of them. A lot of times I'm like, I wouldn't have known that anyway.
Yeah.
I'm like, it didn't matter. I could even if I had racked my brain, it wouldn't have mattered. 100 years I could have stayed here when I got them all wrong.
Yeah.
But with that one, I could have probably thought my way eventually to it.
Yeah.
And that just irritates.
It was tricky. Like I said, I think I was going to go Maverick or something next, and that would have been wrong.
Right.
So you would have had this thing.
And Adam's Family, boy, that's such a tough one because we know what those characters look like in color, but only because of the later movies. And spoiler alert, they're still pretty much black and white. They're all gone.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Well, all right then. That was good. Dunaway, he is the man, and he's also at the Brian Dunaway on Twitter, so you can find him there. We had a great Boop show on Monday, so you go check that out. Available now wherever you get your podcasts. And this weekend we'll do Film Sack. We're doing the Dragon. What is it?
Dragonheart.
Dragonheart. That's it. Dragonheart.
Heart of the Dragon.
You ever lose your car keys? That's a line from that. Anyway,
get off my horde.
So that's happening this weekend, and we're all very much looking forward to that. So check that out at filmsack.com. Brian Dunaway, any final thoughts before you go?
Stupid trivia question.
It's true.
It's very true. It's all right. He did fine. He did fine.
He did just fine. Did great.
Yeah. He's just annoyed because he spent a lot of time watching black and white TV, and it's just
which he apparently didn't need to. Apparently,
No.
apparently could have been watching in color the whole time.
I mean,
it was in color the whole time.
We had a black and white TV for a while growing up because my dad was cheap and would not get a color one. But I feel like I feel like my formative years were color, and the big innovation in our house was we finally got a remote control when I was in high school or something, because again, my dad was cheap and would never get the cool stuff until it was like way late in the game. So while all my friends were sitting on a couch clicking through channels, I had to get up and turn the knob. We had one of the wired remote controls. You remember the cable boxes that had a wire that went to a big box that you kept on your coffee table with big buttons on it, right?
With big buttons, and they were like this, the buttons where you push one and the other one goes up.
Yep.
And you push another one and that first one goes up.
Totally.
Chunk, chunk.
Totally, dude. Those were like they reminded me of those things that you go into a warehouse, and if you're trying to get a big piece of machinery to move, there's like a wire hanger with a big knot with a big block with two big red buttons
with
on it.
Two, red and green button.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what that was like. Man. Things have changed a lot.
Oh, so true, yeah.
We're using our phones now. Definitely not using that Apple remote. That thing is garbage. All right.
Oh, really? I like the Apple remote.
I hate that freaking thing.
Do you really?
I hate it.
You have the new one, right? The Apple TV 2?
Yeah, and it's the black.
The thing that made the difference for us was spending $6 and getting a little rubber cover for it, a little rubber case for it. Because then it doesn't slide around. It's a little bit bigger. It doesn't roll off the couch or off the ottoman or whatever. And you just, you grip it, you swipe your thumb left or right, press to jump 10 seconds into the future. And
see, that sounds great. That sounds like something it should have on it to begin with.
Built in, for sure.
Because for us, it's like a bar of soap in the prison shower. It
totally is. Exactly. I'm not going under the couch and picking that thing up. I'm using my phone.
Yeah, I'm just going to get my phone working. It's annoying to me. All right, knock it off, microphone. You can't hear this, but my microphone is starting to lose it. Test.
Hey, I'd rather hear that than the noises coming out of my dog behind me.
That's a good point. Is it still going on? Still getting it?
Still going on. Yeah. Non-frickin' stop.
I don't know the last time I opened this mic and cleaned it out. It's been a while.
If this microphone would reach, I'd actually see if I could get it close enough to her so that people could hear it on the show.
Oh, I kind of want to hear it.
I wonder how. Ooh, that's probably as much as I can do that without breaking something.
Can you pick it up?
Turn
Let
the music
Yeah,
off
let me
for a
turn
second.
all this off. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
All right.
turn my gain.
All right. Let's see if we can hear it. I don't hear it.
That was a little short one. I'm not getting
It's the most
anything.
quiet the show's ever been.
I know.
That was really.
This is great podcasting, right?
It really
here.
is.
This is
Yeah.
what we get our award for.
I think
if
so.
we're still eligible.
Lifetime Achievement Award, everybody. All right. Hey, we're going to do some quick news here. We got some time for one or two.
Cool.
So here's this.
I don't watch the news.
Time for us to do the news, and it's brought to you by...
Get in the Game. It's a comic anthology of 8-page stories from 10 creative teams based around one central theme. Do the math, people. It's video games. That's the one central theme. Please check it out on Kickstarter before February 27th. Search Kickstarter for Get in the Game.
I like the sound of that.
That's very cool. I backed something on Kickstarter yesterday. That Marvel United game finally came out.
Oh, I heard that sold out in like 30 minutes or
30 minutes it funded, and they are rolling out stretch rewards like nobody's business. Basically, they just keep adding characters to it. So you're going to get a whole box full of Marvel, unpainted Marvel chibis, basically.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, they look really good. Good sculpts.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if they gave out the STL files to folks who want to print them out early.
That would be cool. They're not going to do
Yeah.
that, though, are they? There's no way that happens.
You know, I bet they'd do it if when you downloaded the STL files, you're basically saying, don't include any STL file or don't include any printed materials in my box. So don't, I'll save you the trouble of printing me figures if you let me print them now myself.
Yeah, I can see that.
I would totally do that in a heartbeat.
Do they give you a time frame for that thing, or
March 2021? So it's about.
Geez.
Yeah, I think based on the schedule that they put up on the thing, they may be like doing what most people should do, which is really overestimating how much time it's going to take, because they're pretty far along in the production process. It's ready to go to China and get made.
Under promise, over deliver.
That's absolutely what you got to do.
I'm into that.
World.
I like it. All right, let's take a look at today's stories, or at least one of them. Brokenhearted. Well, Zoo is now going to let you name a cockroach after your ex and then watch it get eaten. Yeah, that's right.
Nice.
Yep.
How sweet. Aww.
If you've been dumped by the person you thought you'd spend Valentine's Day with, the San Antonio Zoo has a way to soothe your broken heart. Cry Me a Cockroach is the name of the zoo's skin-tingling event, which offers recently single and the sufferers of unrequited love a way to celebrate the day as well. For
Cry me a cockroach.
Ugh.
Love it.
Doesn't sound right. Let's see. For $5 US, anyone can purchase and name a cockroach, which will then be fed to one of the zoo animals as a snack, turning wasted love into a savory treat. Birds and reptiles will be offered the cockroaches, said the zoo. They don't want you to think that, I don't know, you're not going to give it to a bear or whatever.
No.
If you want to spend the feeding frenzy will take place in the zoo February 14th. It'll also be live streamed on the zoo's Facebook page. I kind of want to watch this.
Yes, right.
Just to see how it goes down. I mean, who knows? It's far from the first time a zoo has offered the chance to name a cockroach after an ex. The El Paso Zoo in Texas, also in Texas, offered to feed named cockroaches to their meerkat population in 2019. The concept is so popular it's back for a second time this year. The El Paso Quit Bugging Me promotion runs for 2 extra days, with feedings occurring on the 14th to the 16th, and doesn't cost anything to register a name. So they're not taking money for it. You just name the cockroach, and the cockroach gets eaten, and all is well.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to.
You just have to know what time your cockroach is going to get eaten.
Right.
So that you can make sure to live stream it to your ex-significant other.
When will the cockroach be eaten?
Yes, could you please give me a time frame for the cockroach being eaten, please?
Final story. We do have time for this. Subway passenger, not customer. I want to make it clear this is in a subway, like riding underground subway transportation.
Isn't a subway passenger really a customer?
I mean,
they're a customer, but I see what you're saying, as opposed to like a subway sub sandwich.
Yeah, I don't want. Yeah, not a sandwich place. We're talking like mass
not
transit.
Jared. This is not Jared we're talking about.
No, he's in prison still. Or did he die? What was his deal? He went to prison. Did he die while he was in prison? Hold on.
I think he's still alive.
Subway.
God.
because he went to prison for the underage dumb.
Jared Fogle.
Ex-inmate describes Jared Fogel's
He's
life.
still
in
alive.
prison.
He's 42.
Okay, so he's still on the clink.
Still have a good old smiling picture of him on his Wikipedia page.
Oh, here it is. 15-year sentence on child pornography charges. He's living the life in there, Brooks told somebody. He's eating good, working out, cooking. Not a care in the world. Says he's eating fancy foods and making crafts and watching movies. What prison is this? What kind of prison is that? Low security prison known for its having relatively nice facilities. An attorney told CBS it is a good draw in reference to another case, calling it winning the inmate lottery to be there. Well, but you could put him somewhere harder then.
Yeah, exactly.
Psh, I don't want to hear
If somebody's
about that.
saying, "Woo, thanks for sending me to this prison," then I think it's not enough prison.
Yeah.
You need to give them more prison.
They need more a real prison. That sounds like a party.
Work on your poker face, Jared. Like, oh no, this sucks. This is the worst prison you could have possibly sent me to. I'm so gonna get totally reformed by being in this difficult prison.
And for some reason, I had it in my head that he got shanked in a shower or something and died. But I guess I'm thinking of somebody else. Oh, you know what I'm thinking of? Jeffrey Dahmer had that happen.
You're thinking of the made-for-TV movie starring Rob McElhenney from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, you think he needs to play Jared, do you?
Kind of do. I do want to watch that new show that he's got on Apple TV, the
one
Quest,
about the video game
Mythic
thing.
Quest, I
Mhm.
think it's what it's called, yeah.
Epic or Mythic, the Mythical Quest or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm nervous about it because I don't. Rarely does a show get that minutia right when they do something like this.
They do have Ubisoft working with them on the game itself.
Yeah, see, that's interesting.
The game within the show is made by Ubisoft, whereas nobody helped Zach Braff make a podcast before he did that horrible show.
No, that was really bad.
This is what we think podcasting is like.
That was really bad.
It was.
Why was that allowed to happen? Oh.
They needed. Well, the sad thing was they had podcast people involved with it. Like it was a podcast before it was a show.
Yeah.
And the person who created the podcast that it was based on was involved. And by all accounts, it's a great show. But the show that it was based on, the TV show that it was based on, was horrible.
Garbage.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the subway.
All right.
Customer passenger.
We have 1 minute to tell this story. New York City subway passenger came up with an interesting way to maintain his personal space. He used ketchup to keep people from crowding around his seat. If that doesn't hook you in, I don't know what will. In a tweet on Friday, journalist Pervez Shalawani shared a photo of the MTA subway car with ketchup all over the floor. The Strafanger in the morning. What does that mean? Is that supposed to be stranger?
I think so.
A stranger.
Yeah.
It says STR.
Oh, a strap hanger. No, a strap hanger.
What's a strap hanger? Is that a person?
I think someone who's holding on by one of the straps in the subway.
Oh, that's a one-word freaking
a strap hanger.
Okay, all right. Never heard of that.
Strafanger.
Because it looks like a fanger, the PH.
All it takes is an APH to turn a strap hanger into a stranger.
Strafanger. Anyway, on a morning A train, pulled a bottle of
ketchup. To watch Dr. Strafange next year in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, there's only one solution. He'd hold up his finger and say,
I will be a Strafanger.
I'll be a Strafanger. Dr. Strafanger. Let's see. A strap hanger in the morning A train pulled a bottle of ketchup out of his bag and squirted a perimeter on the train around the floor to keep people from around him. It was like a little, like a demon circle.
Right, exactly. With runes, making runes out of his hunts.
Basically, hunts runes. In the photo, a woman sits behind the empty seat where the culprit sat before apparently fleeing the messy scene. Props to the woman seated next to him, was not going to give up her seat. Minutes later, the official Twitter account of the New York City Transit caught wind of the tweet and responded, "Good morning. Do you have the 4-digit train car number that the ketchup is in?" After Shwalwani responded, transit authorities tweeted back, "Thanks for letting us know. We'll ask our maintenance team to clean it up."
Kind of missing the point there, right? Like New York City Transit should be just like, oh, okay, yeah, people shouldn't be doing this. It's a slip and fall hazard, and
it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody wants to be slipping on a condiment.
Baby takes the morning train. He hates when people crowd his space. He likes to squirt ketchup on the floor, and none of these lyrics rhyme.
I was going to say, when is this rhyming? I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the big rhyme, and it never happened. Oh, Lord. All right. Don't talk to Strafangers. All right. That's a good title.
That's good, too.
That should, Greg, I hope yours gets voted for. That's very good.
I hope so, too. Yeah.
I'm biased. All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Tom Merritt will be here talking tech. We'll have Nicole a little bit after that for Reccamentals. Stick around because there's plenty more to come after this song with Brian Ibbett.
Yeah, when was the last time I played an indie in the middle from Scotland? I'd be willing to wager never.
Yeah, I don't think
But
we
their
have.
next big breakthrough act, Vistas, have a brand new single called The Love You Give. This is the third single to be released from their album Everything Changes in the End, which comes out May 29th. You've got to wait till May 29th. Big thanks to Grandstand Media for sending me this one. There's a woman there named Grace Jones, but she's not the Grace Jones, but she is a Grace Jones who works at Grandstand. She's awesome.
Nice.
Brand new song from Vistas. This will get you ready for the brand new album. And this reminds me, like, if you know the French band Phoenix, these guys kind of remind me of that style, which I really, really love. The album is called Everything Changes in the End. Here is the song, The Love You Give by Vistas.
Beat it, Duke. I want no part of you. Don't be a square. What's it getting you? I don't know yet, Duke. I took plenty to kick the habit. It's my chance, and I'm taking it. Chance?
And generally ends up as a scorched, irregularly burned butt.
Ain't that the truth?
The morning stream. Rambling goes in, podcast comes out. You can't explain that.
What did he say?
I love that guy. What did he say?
What did he say?
Yeah, he's
just heard from Doug, who we know better as Test Subject 74, and got him his games during that long song that we just listened to. Oh, thank goodness the song was so long so I could get him those games.
Yeah, I gave you plenty of time. Plenty of time to work that out.
Yes.
Good 4 or 5 minutes. No problem. All right. We are currently Tom Merritt less, so we're going to change that. Make it
Merritless.
We're going to be Merritt full very shortly here, but I got to play this first.
With the computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
That face Tom was making when he came on. Hey, everybody, check it out. It's Tom Merritt, the internet's own. Tom Merritt, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hello, Brian and Scott,
Hello.
and welcome to a new galaxy of Samsung phones.
Oh, right. Yesterday was a big Samsung day. I forgot about that. How'd it go?
It doesn't matter to almost anyone else who doesn't do a daily podcast about tech news, but I like that they only announced 3 things and they kept it to just about an hour.
Yeah.
Good job, Samsung.
I kept hearing from some friends of mine who are all Android guys that are all happy about some accessibility stuff. Did they talk a bunch about like
that? A little bit, particularly regarding bringing live captioning to the video.
Okay.
So the live captioning that's available on the Pixel phones is coming to the new Galaxy S20 series, the S20, S20 Plus, and S20 Ultra.
Nice. Oh wow! Did they just jump to 20? Because what happened to?
No, you didn't. You're like, wait, did I miss 10 different Samsung Galaxy phones? No, you didn't. It's just because 20 is better.
So it's a new naming convention out of nowhere. I like that. Usually, you just see them skip one, like iPhone 9 never existed, or Windows 9 never existed.
Right. Usually it's 9.
Usually it's 9.
Like,
but they embraced it. They were like, we're doing S9s. F you guys.
Galaxy's like, hold my beer, Apple and Microsoft.
We're gonna jump 10 versions ahead to 20. That's crazy. But any other like features where you were like, whoa, this is next level stuff, or did it feel pretty iterative?
Well, on the S20s, it's all about the camera, really. It's got a nice little hole punch. The S20 Ultra is 6.9 inches. Which is gargantuan. But really it's about the camera stuff. And the camera has partially to do with Samsung's own sensors. Samsung has a division of its company that makes image sensors. So they've got some good stuff that they're putting in their phones here. It's not the first 108 megapixel rear camera in a phone, but by all accounts, it might be a little bit better. The other one's in the Xiaomi, I think it's the Mi 10. What they're doing, though, is taking those 108 megapixels on a fairly large sensor for a phone and doing what's called binning. so that you can take 9 pixels and turn them into 1. One of the problems when you get these large megapixels is the pixels themselves get small, and that causes a lot of noise in photos. But with the binning, you can actually get a really good 12 megapixel image out of 108 megapixels, and it looks super great. And also the sensors, it's not super large. It's not going to be as good as it would be in a larger like DSLR or something like that. But it's bigger than you might get in other phones. All that said, really the fun stuff is in the AI. Things like which combines the hybrid and optical zoom in the cameras to do 30x zoom on the Ultra or on the S20 and the S20 Plus, and 100x zoom on the S20 Ultra. Although when they demonstrated it, the 100x zoom looked pretty fuzzy. It was impressive that they could do it at all, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, that is amazing that you can go. I mean, 100x is huge without a telephoto lens of some sort or some kind of, super.
Yeah, and there is a telephoto in there, but they're combining that with some digital zoom.
Yeah, that's
to make
crazy.
It super good.
I mean, I guess in a pinch and you're trying to capture a crime, or I don't know what you're trying to do with your 100 feet, but 100. What is it? 100 feet? 100 feet.
100x.
100x. Oh, 100x. 100 times, not feet. They don't count feet. Plus, it would be meters. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, nice new phones. You said how big it was. Do we start calling these phablets again? Because I'm excited about a new phablet.
The word phablet.
I love that term.
Yeah,
it was uttered on stage by someone to the shudders of the tech community. I don't know if you call these phablets. 6.2 inch for the S20, 6.7 inch for the S20 Plus. The S20 Ultra is pretty crazy. Like, it's almost the size of the Nexus 7 tablet.
Yeah, that's big.
But remember, they have smaller bezels, so it won't be as big of an item.
Sure.
As the Nexus tablet was. They can also do 8K video with these image sensors, and with the micro SD card, you've got what is it, like 1.5 terabytes of storage capability. So you can actually store that video, edit it locally, and they have a deal with YouTube to let you upload directly to YouTube. From your phone.
Oh, nice. Without having to do a bunch of rigmarole. Just you're
so people are like, I don't have a machine that can handle 8K. Samsung's trying to say, well, the S20 phone can. But...
Yeah, that's interesting. So, all right. Well done, Samsung. Got more stuff.
Did you see the Galaxy Z Flip, the foldable one?
I did, very briefly, but the foldable stuff makes me nervous. Is there a big improvement to the previous tech here?
It is. It's glass. It's not plastic.
All
the
right.
previous ones were plastic screens, and that's why you had all these protectors on them to try to keep them from scratching. This is actual glass. Still potentially has a crease in the middle, but it's much more fashionable looking. And by all accounts, people are like, well, we still need to get our hands on it and see how durable it really is and see how it works. But people are much more positive about this one out of the gate than they have been on any other of the foldables yet.
Yeah, the Gizmodo headline is Samsung's folding phone is the cheapest one yet and the least flimsy. And it's the flimsy
cheap at
part.
$1,380.
Yeah, it's still really expensive, but
wow,
compared to the last one, I guess not so bad. But it's starting to look like an actual phone that can fold. That's how it looks.
Yeah, it looks like a clamshell phone.
Yeah,
and then opens up into a 6.7 inch screen. They say it can handle 200,000 opens.
Oh my lord.
We'll see.
That's a lot of opens, Tom.
How
Lots
many
of
is that?
opens.
Like if you do what, 4 or 5? Well, no, you probably would do like 10 opens a day, right? At least.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
It's a nice form factor for dropping in a purse, sticking in a small pocket, that kind of thing. But it's I wouldn't want to have to open my phone.
Yeah,
it's kind of nice to just pull it out and be able to use
it. I know we kind of got rid of that flip phone pull mentality.
Yeah, the actual use case I still have not been convinced that there's a reason that folding is good.
And I think Samsung's really smart here to be marketing this as a style choice more than a functional choice.
Sure. And whipping this out at a bar or something, people are going to go, ooh, what? Let me see that.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big deal.
Also, it has a tiny little screen on the front when it's closed that'll give you notifications and time and temp, but also could be used as a viewfinder. So you don't even have to open it to take pictures.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It says debris that caught in the hinge. Let's see. Debris.
They made a big deal about their hinge after the Galaxy Fold debacle.
Yeah.
To say that this hinge has been engineered to be a really good hinge.
Well,
great hinge.
I hope not too many people paid big money for that first one then, because this is the one you're going to want if you want a foldable phone.
Well, the other one is a foldable tablet, to my way of thinking.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
The Galaxy Fold unfolds into a tablet.
Sure.
This is a phone that is a flip phone, basically.
Yeah,
Clamshell
the whole
phone.
point isn't the whole point of it because you're not going to use it in anything other than flipped open mode when you're needing the screen. Otherwise, it's just a clamshell. It's like a Nintendo DS the GBA SPs. Remember those?
I mean, you can check your battery life, time temp, notifications, take a picture when it's closed, but that's it. Everything else has to be open.
Taking a picture is kind of a cool thing to do, though. Like that. All right. I
You should be able to, and you probably can see who's calling too, right? Without having to open it.
I did not hear them say that, but I assume notifications covers that.
Yeah, it should. Yeah. It would say on there, I would think.
Yeah.
If it
that is
doesn't,
a notification. So
that would be a notification.
Yeah. If they don't,
Right.
that's a big oversight if they didn't include that on there. All right. Well, there you go then. Oh, sorry, Brian. You're gonna.
I was gonna say before we let Tom go, I have to ask him because I know he loves the Apple TV2 remote and has lots of good things to say about the Apple TV2 remote.
I'm the only person on planet Earth who likes that remote.
I like it
you
too.
and Brian.
Do you have a little? Do you have a case?
You
for
also
it, though,
like
to keep
it?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But I didn't like it until I put a cover, like a grip on it. You
put a
like it
case
without
on
the
it?
grip? Yeah.
Yeah, I ride it naked.
Bare back in the eye.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is not.
My wife hates it.
I
she
hate
was
it.
about to throw it across the room yesterday because she was trying to scrub with it. And I get that you shouldn't,
because it's like a slippery bar of soap. I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to learn. Like the idea with Apple stuff is that it's intuitive, right?
Right.
And so I'm sitting there like, oh no, you just have to hold it a little lighter, and you know,
swipe
there's
and then press. And
and I've learned that, and once you learn it, I think it's like a really good interface. But I think that's what troubles people and makes people upset is you shouldn't have to learn anything.
Totally.
I mean, I already liked Eileen, but now I know that we're truly.
I like her even more.
I like her even more because I can't stand that thing. Although when you say stuff like that, it makes me want to go try again. Let me hand me the remote. Let's give it a shot.
I have given up and said yes, Apple should change the remote. I am the minority here, and most people can't stand the thing, so just change it.
Yeah.
I now understand the people who liked the old Apple keyboard, and the rest of us were like, "You're insane. That keyboard is awful."
Yeah. But there's always somebody, right? Somebody loves a thing, and then
and I'm that somebody this
Taika
time.
Waititi hates the Apple keyboard.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Hates
like
that
it.
old one. Yeah.
You're not a fan. Okay, so here's the funny thing. So I was at my daughter's house, and she has a Amazon. What are they called? I forgot the name of their thing. What's their
Marketplace?
No,
Prime Video.
Their TV thing, their device.
Amazon
TV?
Fire
TV. She's got one of those, and I'm like, "Where's the remote?" And she hands it to me, and I went, "Oh yeah, right, remotes with real buttons on them and like a thing." Like it just was really nice, even though it's boring and super lame. But
whenever I use my Roku, I'm always when I have to fast forward and rewind, I'm like, "Oh, this is such a pain."
Yeah, I know.
With the Roku button, you can't hold the fast forward button down, right? You press it once to start the fast forwarding, and then I don't like that at all.
Yeah, that's nobody's idea of a good time. All right, Tom Merritt, anything going on in your world that we should talk about before we go today?
Yes, you're on my show today, so you should show up for that.
I will.
Daily Tech News Show coming at you, twitch.tv/GoodDayInternet. That's the secret thing that maybe folks don't know about is you can show up at 4:15 Eastern, 1:15 Pacific, and get Sarah and Scott and whoever's on the show that day just chatting. It's like the afternoon stream, if you will.
In a lot of ways, it is, and it's sometimes it's food, sometimes it's more tech, sometimes it's a combination of food and tech.
Yesterday, Patrick Beja and I and Sarah and Roger were all talking about podcasting gear.
Yeah.
Like you just never know what you're going to get with Good Day Internet, and then once it 4:30 Eastern rolls around, we start into the Daily Tech News Show, so you get all your tech news as well.
Yep, there's always a fun little post-show moment stuff to talk more about things on Good Day Internet, and it's just a blast. So today's a great day. I'm on Wednesdays. That's not the reason. It's just always a good day. So just come check it out and be a part of it today at
twitch.tv/GoodDayInternet.
There it is. Tom Merritt, have a good one. Ace Detect on Twitter, everybody.
See you, Tom.
Bye now. All right, Brian.
Very good.
Let's see if Nicole's around.
Let us see.
Yeah, let's see
She
if
might
she's...
be outside playing with Doggy.
Never know. Never know. All right, adding her to this call. I haven't heard anything, so I assume she's around.
Yeah, I think she's probably...
One would assume.
Probably around there.
Yes. Nicole? Oh, I see her thing coming up.
Hey, there she is.
Are you muted?
Hey.
Say some words so I can hear you. She might be muted. Nope, you're muted.
Yep, she's muted.
Mark! Here, I'll play this while you're looking. Hey, you guys, check it out. It's Nicole Spagnuolo, who I think is not muted now. Hello.
Hey! Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can totally hear you now.
It's my mixer. I really need to get something else.
Me too.
Do I sound crackly to you?
No, at the moment, no.
Okay.
I've been having the same problem. It's funny you're complaining about that because my mixer is giving me so much freaking grief. I want to kill it. I'm going to take it out back and shoot it.
Maybe you guys should apply to be on the next season of America's Next Top Podcaster. You might win a mixer.
Oh, ooh, is that true? What'd you guys give away last year or last time for mixers?
Last time they got a Shure microphone that has built-in buttons on the phone on the microphone, so that you can take it remotely, but it lets you control vocal style and a whole bunch of stuff like on the fly, and even has like an earphone port so you can kind of control gain and
fancy. That's very fancy.
I appreciate your offer, but I'll just go buy one.
Oh, all right, okay, all right.
I don't think you're allowed to. You're not allowed to compete anyway. So
not ineligible.
Yeah, ineligible. You are already a seasoned podcaster.
I'm a legacy podcaster.
That's
You're
right.
a legacy podcaster.
That's exactly right. Hey, Nicole's here. That means it's time for Reccamentals. We're going to talk about stuff we've seen on streaming services that we liked and recommend to you fine folks at home. We always begin with Brian, and today's no different. Brian, any setup for this clip?
Yes, this is one that I am so glad is finally on streaming, because I raved about it last year, and I can't wait to finally have a way for people to see it if they've got this service.
All right, here goes the file.
Because I spent a lot of time with chickens, in the rodeo. Had another trick where I put the chicken on top of my head. Here, I found it. And I'd run this little electrical wire down my sleeve to her, put a little KFC bucket out there, light it on fire for drama, and I'd hit that charging Henry, it'd fly off my head and land in that bucket. Hey, old crowd ate it up. I'm telling you, it was a big deal. Yeah, it was good. Once over for Stevie Nicks, she came out to the forum.
Ow! Dad. Ow.
What do we say about talking like that?
That I'm not supposed to.
That you're not supposed to talk like that, and you're going to apologize to Pam, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you are.
I'm very sorry, Pam. It's okay.
Now go hang up your wardrobe, thank Donna for the day.
Yes, Daddy.
You had a good day otherwise.
Yes, Daddy.
Spent a lot of time with chickens. And in all that time, you know what I learned about them? You know what the white spot is in the center of chicken poop? Do you know what that is?
No, what is that?
That's chicken poop also.
What is this?
I love it. That's chicken poop.
That is that's Shia LaBeouf. And the film is called Honey Boy. This is a film that came out the end of last year and had so much. I thought for sure after seeing this that he was going to get a Best Actor nomination for this role, or probably a Best Supporting Actor, because he was so good. The real star is this kid named Noah Jupe, who is also the kid from A Quiet Place. He was in Ford v Ferrari. He was in Wonder.
Yeah, he's got this kid's got a huge career ahead of him. He's very good.
Totally does. It just landed on Amazon Prime, because it is actually an Amazon Studios movie, and about time they get to put it on their service. So
was it nominated for the Oscars?
Nothing. Got no nominations, and it was a crime, because I thought it was really good, and it actually made me really appreciate Shia more than I have before.
He's coming back, man.
He is. I hear great things about Peanut Butter Falcon.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's another one I want to see, which I think is also streaming. But this one is semi-autobiographical. It was he actually wrote this as a form of therapy while he was in rehab, and some of the things that happen to the characters are things actually from his life, kind of the abusive drunken abuse that he gets from his father, who he plays in the film. He plays the dad. And it's kind of like this told out of order kind of thing, where you see the kid as a child actor. You also see what he is now in therapy, and Martin Starr is great. Freaks and Geeks Martin Starr, who can do no wrong, in my opinion.
He's awesome. I love
He's
that
great
guy.
in this, and even a surprise appearance by Laura San Giacomo from Just Shoot Me and Sex, Lies, and Videotape. Haven't seen her in a long time, and she's great in this too.
Oh yeah, I haven't
Have you
her in
seen
ages.
his video that he did for Sia called Elastic Heart?
Yes, it's weird.
Where he fights
So-
Maddie.
It's weird.
What's her face in a
Right.
Thunderdome cage?
I don't like it.
But it is, if you listen to the lyrics and you understand the history of Sia's, how she wrote that, it's about her alcoholic father. And
Oh, really?
Shia is playing her father
Oh.
and the abusive nature and back and forth that she had with her father.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. That's
That
interesting.
makes it slightly less weird, but doesn't eliminate the weirdness altogether.
Yeah.
I mean, it is weird, and it riled up a lot of moms, and I was like, what's going on with like the meaning behind this video? And so I kind of dove a little deeper into her writing of it and kind of explaining it, and it actually makes the video more beautiful in the sense that it's therapeutic for her, and it sounds like it was therapeutic for Shia too.
Well, I like Sia a lot.
I love her.
She's great, and like across the board, I like her music, but I also just think she's rad as a person. And but that video just weirds me out. I don't know why. It just gives me.
But
the
if
creeps.
you watch it in the context of Shia's playing her, her alcoholic father, and the little girl is her, and like there's some interesting things that go on with that story that's being told.
Yeah, and that's
the 8th most viewed YouTube clip in 2015.
Really?
Whoa, really? Is that true?
A lot of people wanted to see Shia LaBeouf wrestle
a little girl
in a Thunderdome cage.
Yeah. Turns out maybe people are weird.
Is it Sia? Sia? Are you saying Shia?
No, Sia.
Shia.
Well,
it's Shia. Sia.
Yes, exactly. Shia.
Shia. Something like
Uma
that.
Oprah Shia.
Yeah, that sounds right. Anyway, well, that's good stuff right there. All right, what are we doing now? Oh, so Ryan, where is this? Amazon. And I know what I was going to ask. Why? I'm confused about this. Why was this not? Usually, it's day and date on the service that did it. So if it's Netflix or it's Amazon and they produce it and it goes to even theaters, normally it's in theaters and on their service. Why it's
Netflix
the holdup?
does that, but Amazon Studios gets stuff into theaters before, because I want to say that Uncut Gems is also an Amazon Studios film, and that still hasn't made it into.
I guess you're right. I guess I can't think of an example where they have done this. Then maybe they always do theater runs first.
Yeah.
Was that the big fight that Netflix was having with the Oscars and stuff? Was like, hey, we want to do it at the same time, and they're like, well, it has to be in theaters to be considered.
Yep, it does have to be in theaters to be considered for an Oscar, and that's why stuff like The Two Popes and Marriage Story and Irishman were in like theaters for a hot minute so that they could get that qualification. I think.
Oh, that's crazy.
Kind of just barely.
Yeah, Manchester by the Sea was Amazon as well. I guess Uncut Gems is A24. That's right, but The Goldfinch and the one with
Marriage Story.
Camille Nanjiani was the one where The Big Sick was Amazon, where it was in theaters first and then made its way back to Amazon.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to see this one because you have been raving about it.
It's really good. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it, and it really gave me a new appreciation for.
And you learned a little something about chicken poop.
Yeah,
I learned a little something about chicken poop. Exactly. Yes.
Did he ever run around going no? Did he ever do that?
There is homage to that in the first few minutes of the film. That's how you know the main character is referencing Shia LaBeouf.
Fantastic.
That's the best part. Yes.
Good news, everyone. All right. Well, let me now play this. I'm playing this now. This is my clip. Let's see if you guys can figure it out. And if I gave Brian enough hints earlier. The only hint I'll give you is it is a film. It is actually kind of old now, but I never saw it. Those are your only hints. Here you go.
Each of you must vote according to your conscience. But remember this. In your hands, upon this moment, lies the future happiness of my people. and the peace of this realm. Let that be upon your conscience also.
Okay, guesses?
Is that Tilda Swinton?
No, it's Kate Blanchett.
It is Kate Blanchett. Yeah.
Oh, good
I
job.
do that too, Brian. I get their voices mixed up. They're very similar voices.
Once you get stuck in thinking that's Tilda Swinton, then that's all you can see when
I was thinking Lord of the Rings, but I'm like, I don't think they voted in Lord of the Rings.
I don't think they voted.
I vote to take the ring.
You have my
Mordor.
vote. Yeah. Yeah, definitely not Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I'll give you, you know what, I'll say this is prior to Lord of the Rings. So this gives you an idea. It was in the 90s. 1998 to be in particular.
Elizabeth?
That is correct. Elizabeth is correct. All right, so it's about Queen Elizabeth the First.
Didn't she get 2 nominations the year that? Because she did get a nomination for Elizabeth, and I want to say she got a second nomination for something else the same year.
So she's been nominated for that role, for that character in 2 different movies. She was in Elizabeth and then Elizabeth: The Golden Age, which came out in 2007, I think. Same director. It's a sequel. It's later in her reign, sort of stuff. And I've not seen that yet, although that is also streaming on Netflix, so I plan to follow this up and watch that. Look, you're not going to like this if you don't like historical drama. If you don't like stuff that's set way in the back and is being super true to the era, I don't know what to tell you if you're not going to like this, because this is one of those. But this is a very good one of those, and she's amazing in this. Like, I can see this is pretty much the thing that put her on the map, and rightly so. It's just, she's mind-bogglingly good as Queen Elizabeth, and I didn't know a lot of the stuff surrounding her rise to power. I've forgotten that she was sort of the bastard child of King Henry, and what's her name that he beheaded? I forgot her name. Anne Boleyn was her name. That was her name.
Oh, Anne Boleyn, sure.
So she was like not supposed to rule. The queen that was there after Henry died was a total crank, and she hated everything, and she ended up dying miserably. And the only thing you could do in the bloodline was to have Elizabeth do it, but nobody wanted her in there. All these other people were vying for power. Christopher Eccleston is insanely good in this movie. He plays
Doctor Who.
Yeah, he's very
good.
He's really good in it, and so is everybody. Paul Fox, Terrence Rigby's amazing. James Fran's in this. I swear he's in every historical drama I've ever made. James Fran, you know him more recently from. He's Spock's dad, Sarek.
Oh, okay.
You know the guy.
On Discovery, yeah. This is Elizabeth the Golden Age or Elizabeth? This is
just
the one
Elizabeth, just the first one.
Okay.
Yeah. The
so
Golden Age.
2007, she got the double nomination for Elizabeth the Golden Age, and then the I'm Not There, the Bob Dylan.
Oh, that was the year. Oh, okay. We just talked about this on the trivia thing. Okay.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, now it's all coming together. All right, yeah. So, but what's interesting is she was getting that nomination for the exact same role. Or character, I should say. And now there's a new one in the make, same director, same everybody, that is the final chunk of the reign of Queen Elizabeth. And I forgot what it's called. Some other name. Anyway, that's all being announced or being worked on or whatever. I'm bummed out that I missed this the first time through. It's very, very good. And if you like that sort of stuff and you like really period accurate costumes and makeup and that sort of stuff, and the language of the time that it's set in, you're really gonna like it. I forgot.
Did you watch The Queen yet?
Yes, I love The Queen.
Oh no, The Favorite, not The Favorite. It's called The Favorite.
No, I've never seen The Favorite.
Oh, watch that.
Is The Favorite good?
So good.
It's really good. Yeah,
it's
Olivia
so
Colman.
good.
Right now,
It's
Olivia
weird.
Colman is one of those people that I like everything she's in.
Oh, right. This is the one from a couple years ago that won all the stuff.
Emma Thomas.
Yeah.
Thomas.
Thompson. Emma Thompson.
Emma. No, it's Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
Oh, I don't know what I'm saying.
And Rachel Weisz.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot Joseph.
Could have also been Rachel Sweet or Rachel.
of course.
Rachel.
I forgot to mention
Friends.
that Kelly McDonald's in this. She's amazing. Joseph Fiennes is in this, who's like a total douchebag on the.
Oh yeah, he is.
What do you call
he's
it?
Awful
What's that thing in? Anyway, he's also the Shakespeare in Love guy. Anyway, he's good in this, but he's a douche. He's always a douche. That's his job. Lily Allen in a weird little role as a lady in waiting.
Face.
Yeah, that was weird. Jeffrey Rush. I forgot to mention him. He's amazing in this. Jeffrey Rush is.
Wow.
Richard Attenborough's in this. So.
I remember seeing this when it came out, and I thought it was good.
Yeah,
I liked it.
You'd probably. I feel like I like these things. The older I get, the more I appreciate these kind of like serious period dramas. And I just get into them here and there. And this just really got me. So if you want to see a thing that holds up too, that's the other thing. It doesn't feel like 1998.
It holds up to the 19th century.
Yeah, it feels like it was just made like two days ago. It feels brand new, even though some of these faces have gotten a lot older. Like Jeffrey Rush looks downright young in this, but it's very good. I like it. Also, the French are nuts, man. The freaking French in that era, like what the frick were the French doing?
It's going to be hard to top my favorite Cate Blanchett movie right now, which is Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. But I'm going to give this one a shot just to see if it might be better than that one.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that it'll beat a Brian, but I think it's worth doing. Oh yeah, another Shia LaBeouf.
I think it was Shia. That was his downfall. Was that movie?
I think Shia LaBeouf's downfall.
Transformers.
Yeah, I think Transformers left a scar on him.
He did that. Was Transformers before Indiana Jones?
Oh yeah, the first one was.
Oh.
Yeah. About a year.
No.
2 years.
No.
The thing is, the buff's he's got talent. There's nothing wrong with him. He's just
the buff.
And then he's also weird in real life. Like he's always running around doing weird shit and getting arrested.
Paper bag on his head and the Just Do It video
he's just
when he watched all of his movies
and
oddball. Filmed himself.
Yeah, he's weird.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, did you see that? It was like a marathon of all of his movies, and you could watch him watching all of his movies.
Oh, that's really funny. No, I didn't never heard about that.
He does a lot of performance art.
I'm going to make a podcast where you can listen to me listen to all of my podcasts.
I'm in. Sign me up. That's a brilliant idea.
I appreciate him just trying. You know, I feel like he's
it's
just
performance
out
art.
there.
You got to kind of throw stuff at the wall to see what sticks.
He's just trying.
I'll bet. Well, I'm not going to say it. Never mind. I'm listen. I'll wait until the news story happens because I have a theory about Shia LaBeouf, but it's not. It is total slander until it happens. So I'm not going to say it.
Oh God. Okay. Well, watch Honey Boy before all that happens.
Okay.
So that you can
and the
appreciate
Peanut
him
Butter
for a little bit.
Falcon.
All right. Fair enough. Hey, Nicole, lay it on us.
I'm sorry, you didn't say where Elizabeth is streaming, did you?
Oh, Netflix. Yeah.
Netflix.
Okay. And the sequel's there as well if you want to just rip through that whole thing. And I'm going to start that one this week sometime. So.
Cool.
There you go. All right, Nicole. Oh, and what's interesting is those sequels are all like 10 years apart or more. Like it was 10 years between the first one and the second one. And now here we are more than 10, like 14 years later, she's doing a new one. That's insane to me. And that's about right for the depictions of when she's in her career as queen are those chunks of years apart. It's interesting. Anyway, Nicole, lay it on us. What do you got?
Hey, I just wanted to give a quick thank you to Carter for sending me her Patreon art.
Oh, look at that. I love that one too.
I got my little button up and I'm trying to find a place for the sticker that she sent me. So
yeah,
she's insanely talented.
Her and her sister are killing it, and they're doing this little Patreon thing on the side together, and it's fun to watch. Fun to watch them doing it. It's cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I gotta give you my clip. Yeah. Look away, Brian. Look away.
Look away, Brian.
Scrolling down, not looking. Scrolling.
Avert your eyes, Brian. Avert them.
Avert it.
All right, I'm gonna hit play
Not
here.
sure if you've already talked about it, but I have to talk about it.
All right, here we go. Let's see what we got. Ooh.
Hey, check it out. We're here.
Welcome to Key House.
I could never get your father to talk about his life here. My kids need a home.
Does it have to be this home?
Hello? Are you my echo?
Yes. Key House is filled with amazing keys.
All right. This is...
We've talked about it, but not on Reccamentals, because I don't think either of us have watched it yet.
Not yet.
I finished it. So this is a wonderful 10-part movie.
Like the Irishman.
Yes. So this is Lock and Key. It's a Netflix original. It came out of nowhere for me. I actually had read the comics back when I was pregnant with Mateo, because I was laid up in bed and just devoured it. And I gave him just recently to my mom before I knew Lock and Key was coming out. I'm like, "Oh, Mom, you should read these." And she's like, "Oh, I don't know." And then she got hooked on them. And so this just came out last week.
Yeah, it's
and
been out a week.
I finished it last night.
Mm-hmm.
It's rated teen 14, so not for little ones, but also it's not super gory or anything like that. There's a lot of suspense. I loved it. I loved it so much.
Do you like
I
the
can't
good
wait.
adaptation then? They
I thought it
stuck
was brilliant.
Okay.
There's even a cameo from Joe Hill, who is Stephen King's son, and I had to do a double take for a minute because I swear it was Stephen King.
Yeah, he looks just like his dad. It's weird.
Just like him.
Yeah.
So the story, if you're wondering, is the key house is full of these magical keys, and the lock kids come back to the key house after their father's murdered in Seattle. And so you're kind of unraveling the story of the history of the house. And if you've read the comics, it actually, I feel, helps with watching the show because you kind of get a sense of what's going on. There's deeper. I don't think it ruined the show for me at all. I think they did a great job casting the kids. They changed a few things, but nothing that made me go, "Oh, that's awful. That was an awful."
That's what Steven said. Steven said they had changed a couple of things that would be noticeable if you were fans of the comic, but that it that may actually be for the better for the format. Like it's just better for this kind of storytelling.
To streamline it. I think they cut their Uncle Duncan out a little. I mean, he's in there, but nothing I think like you have in the comics.
Yeah.
In the comics, you have more room to breathe on certain things. With the comics too, I think they like introduce the keys a little slower. In this, you get right into it and you get to see these keys in action. So the head key is a big one where you can actually unlock. You put it, the lock is actually, it shows up on the back of your head and you put it in and you can go inside your mind and look at memories and do different things. What they don't understand or what they don't explain, which I'm sure they will in the next season, because they do set it up for season 2, is how these keys came to be. You get little hints about it. And of course, if you're like me, I've already dove into it on Wikipedia because I was like, I can't remember how did the keys get made? So it's all out there if you really want to know. I like knowing because it gives you more context as you're watching the show. So
yeah.
I love it.
It's what introduced me to Joe Hill in the first place. I'd never read his books or any other stuff that he had done until I read the comic, and I was so in love with that thing that I went out and read like 3 of his books in a row. He's great. Like he is truly Stephen King's son, but at the same time, he's got a very unique take on stuff. And I love it. I love that this worked out. I'm hearing that it's. I haven't watched it yet, like I said, but I'm very excited about getting in there.
I almost think the comics are. They were talking about in the chat room. It's a little bit more graphic. Like I know it's a graphic novel, but just more a little bit gory. There's like the way they depict certain things happening in the comics, so it's a little bit darker. I think this is a little lighter. Like I said, I think if Mateo was probably 10, I'd probably say, hey, let's watch this together. So I wasn't sure how CW it was going to go, but it wasn't that CW for me.
It lightens it up a little bit, is what I've heard, so that it's just not quite so harsh.
Yeah, and I will say it's still pretty harsh. I mean, there's some scenes with the well lady that can get pretty intense. So I loved it. I loved it.
Horns is that other Joe Hill movie, right? Horns. Oh yeah, the chat room's talking about it. The one with Daniel Radcliffe where he has horns.
Was that did he do that?
That's a Joe Hill book.
I did not realize that. And I think I know I recommended that movie.
Yeah, it's cool.
Years ago.
You didn't know it was Joe Hill though. That's funny.
I didn't.
You just like him, and you just like him intrinsically. You just like him. See?
I do.
Not porns. Horns.
Horns.
Daniel Radcliffe in porns.
Well, and then he has that Nosferatu show on FX that I keep meaning to watch.
Oh, right. I keep hearing that's pretty cool. I don't know did he write that? He's just an executive or something's cool about that with him. I forget.
Yeah, he's tied into it somehow.
He also, so if you've ever read is it The Fireman? The Fire? It's a really good book. My favorite Joe Hill book is called hold on, let me see if I can find it. Joe Hill book, The Fire. Is it the Fireman? Oh, it's gonna annoy me.
Fireman.
Fire.
It is the Fireman. That's it. It is the Fireman. I love the Fireman.
Water. Surprisingly, you'd think with a name he'd have something else.
Yeah.
Excelsior.
It is the Fireman. It's very good. If you're looking for a good book recommendation and you like society and chaos stories, Joe Hill's The Fireman is very good.
It's a book?
Yeah.
Or
it's a book.
Not a comic?
No, it's a book. It'll probably end up in, this will end up getting an adaptation of some sort because it's really good. He's just going to do like his dad. He's just going to.
Well, I'm reading a book that was co-written Stephen King and one of his sons. I don't know if it was Joe Hill though, but it's like something beauty where all the women
right.
The women go to sleep, and if you wake them up, they get crazy.
Right.
Something like that. I don't know. I'm like, that sounds like me. I'm going to read this book. Wake me up.
I'm going to find this. This is Joe Hill book with Stephen King. And, oh my gosh, my microphone. I have to fix this today. Here it is. It's called... Nope. I can't find it. I thought I had it. I don't have it. Oh, The Institute. Is that the one? No.
No. Stephen King just wrote that, and I read it, and it was amazing. Sleeping Beauties is what it's called.
My microphone is being so stupid. I'm going to wrestle it until... Okay, there we go. Gosh, dang it.
Oh.
I got it. It's starting to... It's either dying on me, or I just got to clean it. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just like got horrible contact dust going on or something. I've been spitting into it for too long. Anyway, so there you go. Lock and Key on Netflix now. Original series, streaming in full. And it was how many episodes that thing? 8, 10, 12?
10.
Okay.
Yeah, they're 10.
10 I can do with.
King. It wasn't Joe Hill. It was Owen King that wrote the Sleeping Beauties with his dad.
Okay, so the other kid. Boy, they got a talented family there, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Jeez. I'm seriously going to jam this microphone up my own butt. I'm so pissed.
It doesn't seem like it's going to solve anything.
Probably won't.
Owen.
Excellent. All right, Nicole, always good. Here's the deal, though. If you want to follow these things that we've talked about, you can do so by following Nicole at Nicole Spag on Twitter, and she will post those so that you can find them easily and concisely.
Yay!
Nicole, have a fantastic day.
Bye.
See you next time. Bye now.
Aw.
There she goes. That's the end of that, Brian.
Okay. All right. I believe you.
And the show, except to say, hey, don't forget to support us at patreon.com/TMS. This Friday, there'll be a PM edition of the show because we do those for patrons every week. And you're like, wait, didn't those used to be on the main feed? Yeah, they did, but we pulled them back. Now they're behind the wall. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. They're back over there behind the wall. And that means that if you want to get in, it's like $1 a month or something. It's like the lowest level possible. We'd be happy if you did a higher level, but if you do a low one, that's fine. That'll get you the PM edition as well as post and pre-content for every day that we record the show. All that stuff available at patreon.com/TMS with many
this
other
Friday,
benefits.
60 solid minutes of my dog making weird noises in her stomach.
She's still doing it.
Still doing it. Yeah.
Hope everything.
She's curled up in a very tight circle right now, which I think is like acting like an accordion, where it kind of like pushes noise through her.
Well, hopefully it doesn't come out the other end soon.
Yeah.
And also our website, frogpants.com/TMS. And we love your emails, themorningstream@gmail.com. Let's play a song, shall we?
Let's play a song to get us out of here. This one going out to our friend Peter Fisher. He says, hey, Spatula and Brush, another year, another song request. Most years, the Covermeister picks songs from albums I hadn't heard before, and it becomes my next purchase. Last year's was from an out-of-print CD, sad face. So this year, I'm looking for a song from one of the following artists, Styx, The Who, or Rush. As for the genre, the usual, bluegrass, ska, or big band. Thanks, Peter Fisher.
Nice.
All right, so bluegrass, ska, or big band version of a Styx, Who, or Rush song. We're going to go with bluegrass, and we're going to go with The Who. And this is borderline bluegrass, kind of a little bit of rockabilly in there as well, but I think you're going to want to pick this up. Billy Bob Thornton, in addition to being an actor who was in some movie with Shia LaBeouf and some movie with Cate Blanchett, I'm sure, also was with a band called the Boxmasters. And there's a very funny and awkward interview online where he gets pissed off about the interviewer asking him more about his movie career than about his music with the Boxmasters. He gets belligerent and angry about it. It's
Gosh,
great. Imagine that, Billy Bob Thornton getting angry and belligerent. Huh.
Yeah, weird. Also, if you're talking to Billy Bob Thornton, you're not there to talk about his band. So what's he thinking? Anyway.
Well, I would argue that this band is pretty damn good. The Boxmasters.
Sorry.
All right, you done?
Yeah,
Are you
this
done?
thing is killing. I can barely hear you when it's doing it, so that's all the reason I had it. Sorry,
all
go
right.
ahead.
So the Boxmasters is the name of the band and the name of the album. The song is "The Kids Are All Right." Great classic Who song covered by Billy Bob Thornton and the boys. Here are the Boxmasters.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Frog Pants Network. Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Rubinoff and his violin.
Oh my gosh, what is the deal? Okay, hold on. I'm going to just kill this thing.
Okay. You think it's the mic or is it like the cable?
Oh, it's definitely the mic.
Or the connection.
I can tell it's the mic. It's just tapping the mic. Gets it acting up.
Really?
All right, hold on. Okay, it stopped doing it when I took that off. That makes
Maybe
no
it's
sense.
finally learned its lesson from you hitting it.
Let me see here. Hold on. I'm going to unplug it. Okay.
Ooh.
Let's see if that's
Yeah,
any
you may
better.
want to mute the mixer when you do
Oh, was that loud? Sorry.
It was a little bit of a pop, yeah. It wasn't so bad.
Sorry. I'll leave that off for now. All right. I'm going to fix that later.
Like I've been hearing you just fine.
Yeah, I think it's not, see, that's the thing. It's not affecting output. It's only the way that this thing routes through the mixer and then back to my ear.
Because I'm not hearing, I don't hear stereo. Is that why? Like I'm hearing the channel where it's not affected?
Maybe, but I think Discord does stereo though. So, and also the show's not picking it up either. So if I go into this here,
that's why I wonder if